family? We are working on the MR2 today, and we're going to be fitting in the fuel cell. Pretty excited about this one. I think we're going to have to remove the power steering and maybe a couple of other things, which it kind of cracks me up that they put power steering in that car when the engine's in the back. There's no weight up front. It kind of makes me wonder why they did that. Right now I'm headed over to Kohl's. We're gonna go grab the MR2 and get cracking on it. What does that sound like?
Or is it like
just gurgling spit? Nighttime? Daytime?
So he's gonna move his Civic, aka Daily. This is gonna be his project.
This is what we have to work with. We'll see what we're getting into. I know that we're gonna have an issue with the fuel return because it's on the very top of the tank and it's going to be at the front of the car where the hood is lowest. So there's gonna be some modifications needed to the car since we're not modifying the fuel cell at all. All right, like most of you guys, we're gonna sit here and stare at the goal for a little while. And now that we have a plan, we're gonna start by taking out the spare tire brace, then the mount, which actually holds the tire down. This thing's just spot welded on. You just drill the spots off and find yourself a hammer, bang it on out. And we're gonna have to actually remove all of the power steering components just to get proper clearance without modifying the car too much. This actually gave us quite a bit of weight reduction, and we didn't really want weight reduction off the front. This thing's gonna be kind of a wheelie master. So we're thinking of alternative solutions on how to get some weight up front, possibly a weight plate. So this is an electric power steering setup. Even though it's electric, there are still hydraulic lines running through the steering rack. So we're having to take all of that off, drain this nasty old 27-year-old fluid out. Guys, I just want to get your opinion on this. We're doing this voiceover because we ran into some microphone issues and lost all the audio. I kind of like doing voiceovers, but I'd like to know what all of you think, what you would like to hear and see. With the hydraulic lines disconnected and the power steering motor out of the way, we'll now remove the reservoir as well as the power steering control module. this point, you're probably wondering why we're cutting up the electrical harness. And we wanted to remove all of the power steering clips, connectors, wires, get them all out of the way just to make a cleaner environment. Some people say don't fix what ain't broke, but we say take out what we ain't using. We had to take the strut bar off to get access to the rest of all this nonsense. It amazed me how much wiring and computers and just crap there was to this power steering unit. Again, I don't understand why a power steering unit is in a car that has no weight up front. Someone answer me that, please. I would sure appreciate it.
Aluminium.
Hi. Next day, we goobed up on our bracketry.
Yeah, I cut these, and this is the right one, and drilled the piece that I didn't need. So we're gonna drill the right one, and this is gonna be something else down the road.
Scrap for something.
Scrap or something.
Maybe a band to go over this.
Something like that.
So,
Matt, I'm getting my square. We're gonna make some new holes. Either both down.
and I think I mentioned it, but the mic, something went all wigged out on the mic, and so we lost a bunch of audio. So I'm gonna explain it to you now. These are the, we can take stock strut bar, this trash can out. So this is what we're gonna mount the fuel cell to. That bracket that Cole is drilling right now, is going to bolt here and here, and that'll be our front support. We can then bolt the fuel cell to that. Still don't know what we're gonna do with the back. Cole's got an idea, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 5 holes that we can go off of here. So, yeah. Kinda wanna wash it out, but that'll come another day. I'm also considering taking this crap out another day, the old AC stuff. Not that it's in the way, it clears just fine, but yeah, just to clean it up. Better show the crowd your custom punch.
Oh yeah, it's a grade 8 bolt, because I lost my actual punch.
It works great.
Yep, and I can grind it as much as I want because it's junk. Let's see how she look. Slight modification required.
Just run the,
We might have to drill the, like cut these ends open.
we'll clean that up with the death wheel.
So it's like a flush. And kind of radius the ends so it's easy to slide together.
Okay, so with Cole's brain, we came to this. Turned out really nice, actually. And now we're dealing with the back. So we're gonna do something funky. These holes that we're gonna use are 4 inches lower than our level height that we want. So we're gonna do some funky straight up 90 bends over to attach to here. I'm thinking heat and just lightly start pulling down on it. Okay. I mean, we've got enough to try this a few times.
Yep. Heat man. Let's see, I have to twist a bunch. A little longer than that, but we can drill it and notch it. It's like a round 90.
That's pretty good. All right, while Cole is in on a water break, I thought we'd go over some other plans. I am not using these wheels, for sure. I like them. They kind of remind me of Volk TE37s, but they have this, they kind of stick out past the wheel, or past the rim of the wheel. But I'm gonna be running the Jegs 15x10s just to get me involved in the drag racing world. So Cole wants to test fit these on his pickup, which I'm down for. He might end up rocking them. I think they'd look really good on his pickup. And in turn, I would be rocking his 14-inch Meat Boys. Come check out these dinner plates. Well, this is his other pickup. We've got K-swap plans for this. And these are what would be chilling on the MR2 until I got my 15x10s. I think I'd run like a 15x8 or 7 in the front. Again, I still want it to be streetable. So yeah, we might get to that in this video. I don't know yet. Trying to conserve as much daylight as possible.
No worky. The thing we didn't take into consideration is the step down in the tank with our straight across bracket. It touches and it should not. So, back to the drawing board.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Fifth try.
yeah, we're at like attempt 3, 4, 5. Alright, I flattened the brackets in the front so that we can bolt directly to the front of the car. I marked this to cut out for the fuel cell, for the feed. So feed will go in here 90 and come out through here right into the pump. Now, there's about 8 inches in between this wall and the radiator fans, but also I'm upgrading to a different radiator, removing the AC condenser, so that's all gonna get pushed up even more. We are in the ugly stages right now. We're thinking of either getting the fuel cell fitted now and either running a plate over this with just the cutouts for the send lines, as well as over here, or running like a truck or a car door, whatever, door liner around these nasty edges, just to keep the lines from chafing on any kind of metal. Alright, so we're getting the front bracket mounted for the fuel cell, and we're having to break loose the tie bar mounts
to, you can see the new drill holes right there. That's where the fuel cell bar is going to mount. But we had to break these loose in order to get the bolt or nut, whichever side goes in, to get access to it down here. Sucky having to break all this loose, but
Not too bad.
we've got to do it. All right, we've got the front section in here situated. Steel bar, steel tube. It's kind of ruster cruster. We're gonna paint it silver and color match it, but everything is offset
Just bolt in.
and it is all direct bolt in. Turned out really nice. This would have been much easier with a welder and like a tubing bender, because it would have all just been welded in and done.
We decided to lower even more from original, and we flipped the fuel cell around so the lines are gonna run backwards instead of forwards and then loop.
The only downside to that is my stickers are backwards. Who cares? But so this makes more sense having your feed lines at the back when you gun it. All the fuel sloshes to the back. That makes more sense.
What you wanted to do to begin with.
So yeah, now we're moving on to the back. Daylight is an issue. Jace has this crazy native theory here.
So my grandpa was a scoutmaster forever, right? And you put your hand to the base of the sun. Each finger represents 15 minutes, and you go down to the bottom of your hand, and you can measure. And once the sun gets to the baseline, you have usually about 30 minutes of sunlight left. So we have 2.5 hours of sunlight left.
Right.
And it's usually within like 15 or 20 minutes. It's anywhere you are, if there's trees or anything, it'll tell you how much direct sunlight you'll have, and then you usually have, once it sets, you have your desk of like 30 minutes.
Thanks to Cole for finding, where'd you get these?
3M?
They are these nice little sticky on one side rubber yummies that we're lining on this hump here because the tank does rest on it, and so this is gonna prevent it from rubbing a hole into the freaking tank. I think it looks great. I think it turned out awesome, and I put all my weight into this to try to move it and it won't even budge.
It's golden.
We put rubber bushings in between here as well as right here, so there is enough room for it to vibrate.
But not so much that it's gonna cause a problem.
Turned out nice, and it's all removable. The fuel line fittings are gonna need to be, I need to get like a 30-degree or 45-degree AN fitting because that's pretty tight back there.
And that'll shoot it straight into that hole with your coolant lines. And
Right.
you can go down all the way back right in the middle.
Yep.
It's gonna be muy bueno.
Sweet, but we still have to connect the tie bar mounts.
Yeah, we had to loosen those.
Outside of that,
Golden, Colorado.
it's done.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you don't like the way the stickers are facing, we don't really care.
Yeah, you can read them upside down. Won't hurt your eyes.
Until next time.